Springfield Township. I welcome everybody to the meeting. As is our practice, we begin our public meeting with a Pledge of Allegiance, and we ask that you join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Price, do you want to call the roll?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Here.
Mr. Young.
Here.
Mr. DeLauro.
Here.
Mr. Spickard.
Here.
We have a somewhat short business meeting, and obviously we like to hear from citizens. It's not true that citizen involvement is not as a thing of the past, so we want to hear if there's things that people want us to know. But let me jump into the agenda first. First of all, I'm going to move to approve payment of bills and payroll as prepared by the fiscal officer, subject to audit.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro.
Yes.
Next, I move to adopt the attached resolution accepting the amounts and tax levies as determined by our Summit County Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the Summit County fiscal officer. Mr. Weinstein, really it sounds like we're making a decision, but the County Budget Commission is certifying to us what they have of record on the taxes that have previously been voted upon, right?
That is correct, and what will be available to us for next year.
Okay,
So that's what we'll base our budget on.
okay.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro.
Yes.
Next, I move to approve the purchase of 2,125 feet of fire hose to replace a hose that has been failing the annual pressure testing from MES Warren Fire Equipment, and the cost in the amount of $12,370.25, and estimating the shipping cost of $500, which would bring the total to $12,870.25 to be paid from the Fire Department Fund Line 2281-760-790, which is entitled Other Capital Outlay.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro.
Yes.
For the Fire Department, I next move to approve the payment for the annual SCBA maintenance, which is what? Self-contained breathing apparatus?
That is correct.
Yes.
The repairs and testing through Fire Safety Services in the amount of $3,147.60, and to be paid from Fire Line 2191-230-323, entitled Repairs and Maintenance.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro.
Yes.
Okay, before we open the question of public input, are there some announcements that need to be made? We have Halloween on the agenda this weekend, right?
Yes, 5 to 7.
5 to 7. Okay. That's Saturday.
or Sunday?
Is
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. Do you have announcements relative to?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can talk today. So you want to read them? I mean, I don't want to start coughing here. Let me see.
Why don't you give it a try?
All right. So for Spectrum Community Channel 1023, that serves the communities of Springfield and Lakemore, you can tune in to Community Channel 1023 to find the days and times programs run, or you can also see the schedule on the informative website, springfieldtownship.us. Currently, the programs that are running are the Springfield Township Car Show by the lake, as well as the Dance Fever Show from the concert on the lake. As always, all recent community governance meetings are running on the channel. Don't forget that this is your channel, so if there's something that you would like to see them cover, please let us know. You can reach them on Facebook, Channel 1023, or the Channel 1023 blog, or through the website, through our website. Okay, so the following programs right now, the Friday night concerts, Dance Fever from August 19th, the Car Show by the Lake from September 18th, the Board of Education meeting from 10/18, the Township Trustee meeting from October 13th, and the Lakemore Council meeting that was held on October 17th.
Okay, thank you. Any other announcements? Okay, there are times when people want to speak to us, and what I'm going to ask, and really I have to say, we want you to come to the microphone. We need you to be able, if you wish to speak, we need you to state your name and where you currently reside. And we want to try, because there's quite a few people here, so that everybody who wants to say something has the opportunity. We would hold it to 2 minutes, and we'll see how we go. So I open it up for public input.
Well, calling 159 Cromwell Road. As you can tell, we have quite a gathering tonight, mostly of senior citizens. I'm pretty much going to read a statement. My wife's going to be here tonight for another commitment. But she has been reading this, and maybe this will help start things off with everybody else. My name is Ron McCauley. I've been a resident at 959 Cromwell Road, Springfield Township for the past 63 years. I'm also a retired employee of the Springfield Local School District, 36 years service. For the past 10 plus years, I've regularly made Springfield Senior Community Center my home from 3 o'clock to 4:30, eating village hot meals and enjoying the company of many people who have become not only friends, but family. I grew up sitting around the dinner table discussing the day's events, and this is the same thing I get as I share our meal at the feeding system. We discuss our children, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren. We let each other know what we may be going through. The loss of a loved one, cancer that has returned, the doctor appointments that keep coming up, and we hope for good. We discuss our gardens, the daily chores, and our pets.
Not working.
Okay, they're talking to him. It's recording, but is it amplifying?
He checked it.
I can hear him, but I'm not sure.
It's not amplified at all.
Let him check here on whether we can do a little amplifying. It's true that the acoustics in this room are not the best. You have the high ceiling, and then there's a little bit of reverberation. He's checking now to see whether we can increase a little the sound.
So it's mostly set up for TV?
No, it should be set up both for the TV, but also for those of us in here.
He's working on it up there while he's speaking.
Okay.
To amplify it.
Okay. Yeah, Roy, if you could maybe speak a little louder at the same time he's working on increasing.
Like I said, we were all here the other night, which obviously you know that. We have quite a following of people to support the hot meal program at the community center. Anyhow, my wife couldn't be here tonight. She asked me if I would read this. My name is Ron McCauley. I've been a resident at 959 Cromwell Road, Springfield Township for the past 63 years. I'm also a retired employee of the Springfield Local School District with 36 years of service. For the past 10 years, Plus, I have made Springfield Community Center my home from 3 to 4:30. Eating a really top meal and enjoying the company of people who have become not only friends, but family in a way. I grew up sitting around the dinner table discussing the day's events. This is the same thing they did as I share our meal at the senior center. We discuss our children, our childhood, our children, and great-grandchildren. We let each other know what we may be going through, the loss of loved ones, cancer, heart that has returned, the doctor's appointments that come up, and we hope for a good report. We discuss our gardens and our daily chores and our pets. We truly get to know one another. I hope I can speak for all of us when I say, although we find the Senior Community Center very comfortable place to be in the township, the township has found money to renovate it. That is wonderful. If the center can be utilized more, that's great. All we are asking is that all of this is not done at the expense of the program used by our seniors. Please find a way to keep this vital program available to us, so those of us who have come to depend on it for our well-being, both physically and mentally. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Kelly.
We'd like to take a copy of that he just read.
Oh, yeah, could we run a copy of that statement it's helpful to us, and anybody else that wants to submit something in writing to them, to the board, that's helpful. We'll get, if you would take it and
Yeah.
we'll run a copy. Mrs. Price will do that.
We'll get
And we'll give you back the statement.
She wrote, here's one that I read the other night.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
That's good. If you would do that for us. Who else?
Don't correct the spelling.
Wait, get a red pen, somebody. Who else? David.
I am William Chapman, 2220 Canton Road. And I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down as I get older. But the other day I read the leader. I was here 2 weeks ago and talking about the towpath that you want to expand. I read to Trustee Dean Young, which would be you. There are no current plans to open the portion of the trail, but doing so would actually lessen the opportunity for criminal activity. We are now ready in this time to do it. The problem is, you're not going to lessen it. I explained that to you 2 weeks ago. I lived through the problems we had in that area. Now the rest of the area, if you go down farther, fine. But when you have woods and fields, that's where the trouble is. I'm not going to go through what I told you 2 weeks ago about what I experienced 40 years ago. And things have changed a lot worse than they were 40 years ago with the population, that people can't do anything they want because the police hands are tied and everything else. These criminals are going to be there. The good people will be there too. And I understand with Springfield Lake, that's a nice job you've done. But the police department's right there. They don't have to worry. The bog, the big circle, police they don't have to worry about that. But behind my home and down in the field there will be. And the idea of tearing up these people's properties as you go down to Kearns, which you plan on probably destroying the front there, I think the only thing that's holding you up right now is a grant or getting money to do this. And I know the holdup is what you're going to do on Hayne Road. Build a bridge, do a tunnel, whatever you're going to do. It's a dangerous area. You're crossing a 4-lane highway. The other thing, I disagree. Dean, we were talking 2 weeks ago about people have telephones on these. 40 years ago, they didn't. The very next day after you told me that, North Carolina had 7 people shot on a walk path. 5 of them died. So like I said, it doesn't matter with the telephone. Criminals are criminals. And that's what scares me about it. Just the other day, I went to the back of the yard, and a big maple branch fell into the towpath way. That would have killed somebody. I don't think you're considering the high-tension wires, the electricity goes through, there are transformers. All it takes is one. I'm worried about my pond, kids falling in. That's what I worry about all my life. I have to chase people off there. It draws children. So that's all I got to say, and I hope you listen. I like the idea of going down Sanitarium Road with a path where the kids can walk after school too, and that can make a right down the end and go to the bog. But I'm telling you, something's going to happen. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate your input. You know I disagree.
Well, I experienced it. That's why you can
Yeah.
disagree all you want, because I experienced what went on.
I understand, and my point to you is that you're talking about incidents that have occurred because the land and the area is isolated from the good people being able to use it. And all over here in Northeast Ohio, there is recreational opportunities that people utilize, and when people are utilizing it, there is not crime. There is crime in areas that are isolated, and right now, that area is isolated. So logically thinking, if we open it up where people can be there and good people are given the opportunity to use it, it will lessen the opportunity for crime. But we'll have to agree to disagree, I think.
Well, I don't have to
Yep.
disagree because I know, I experienced. That's
And-
what
and
it is.
as
It's like
I'm-
your house, you have a gate and a fence around your property. Why is that? To keep people away from you.
No, that's to keep the horses in.
Well, horses are not in fields.
At any rate, who else wants to speak? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Olga Gant, and I would like to know, why are you
Where do
closing?
you reside, Olga?
I'd rather not say.
Well, we
It's
want
for my own safety, okay?
you,
There's people,
you,
for my own safety. I just want to know, why are you closing that center down? What are you planning on doing with it?
first of
I
all,
mean, where are the elderly? I'm going to tell you what, that place saved me from my sanity. I moved here and I didn't know anybody. And it was through word of mouth that I found out about this center.
okay. The one thing is, we're not closing the center down.
You're closing the meals, seniors?
That decision hasn't been made. The one thing that we've asked, we've heard people come to speak. It is important to us where you reside from the standpoint, we do have a responsibility to the citizens of Springfield.
Are you pushing it here? Is it in the paper?
No,
Are
let
you
me,
sending out leaflets to all the businesses around here to let them know about the center for the older people? Are you?
Let me-
No.
let-
Do you have a secretary that could mail out flyers? The only flyer I see is in the center. I don't see it in any bulletin boards in all the businesses around here.
okay, let me
Are
try
you
to,
looking for money?
Let-
You're not doing too good by not advertising.
okay, let me
All right,
respond.
I'm sorry.
We're taking a look at the programs that are at the center. We're asking for a report on the programs, the extent of usage. We want to, what we're remodeling right now, the only decision that's been made at this point is to remodel the facility. Then we will take a look at what the programs are going forward. We want seniors to continue to use the facility. Now, the question of the meal program hasn't been decided. We're listening to what everybody has to say. We're going to take a look at the information, and we'll try to make the best decision that we can. No decision's been made on that.
Have you asked the people what they thought about it before you started it?
I think we're here listening to people.
Well, now you are,
Okay.
after you started everything and put a fear into everybody here.
I
that you're
don't,
closing up.
we've closed it temporarily because of the remodeling.
Did the people know about it? When did you give notice to them?
A couple weeks ago.
That's not, and I'm sure you had this in the works a while now.
We've discussed improving the facility, the physical, the facility itself has been in the discussion.
Well,
And I know that the word has gotten out, that's why we had people come in,
yeah, we're worried.
okay?
It's a place for us to go and meet people and talk with people, and
Okay, I'm not going to ask you for your address. Do
Okay.
you reside in Springfield Township or do you reside outside the township?
outside.
Okay, thank you. Who's next?
We're going to take her 2 minutes. I just had an idea. We talked about this before. Why don't we do something for the majority of the population? And why don't we push for a grant instead of the towpath and spend the money on these people and help them out?
Okay, thank you. Who's next?
My name is Charlie Sitnorowski, and I'm a repeat.
Can you spell your name? I probably asked you to spell it. Yeah, I forgot how to spell it.
Well, wait a minute, it's Irish. You ought to be able to, it's Sitnorowski, Cetnarowski. And I live at 126 Hillbeach Avenue. You got that? The reason I'm here, the reason I'm talking is because I'm here to show support for everybody that's here. Because that hot meal program means a lot to us. And I'm sure that you're aware of that. At least I hope that you are. It is a mental health thing for a lot of people to be able to get together and talk with each other and meet each other every day. And that's one of the reasons why we are here, because without that program and without eating up there and meeting and talking with each other, things will not be the same. We rely on that program you would not believe. And so I'm hoping this, what I'm saying is not an exercise in futility. I hope that you will take everything into consideration and make a decision that you feel and we feel that is appropriate for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Betty Boyard, Bolyard, 156 Manning Road, Suffield, Ohio. I pay the Springfield school tax on my road. I'd like to know when the discussion started that you thought you were going to eliminate the meals. When did this come up?
You know, to be honest with you, that there's been ongoing discussions, to my knowledge, for 8 years. In
Okay,
other words,
it's been talked for 8 years,
years,
but you are getting the ball rolling now.
well, when I say for 8 years.
You're remodeling, and you made a snarky remark last week about that when you walked in there, that it reminded you of a nursing home.
Yes.
How do you think all these seniors
Well,
sit?
don't you want it updated? You don't
Do you
want it to
think
feel like
a
that.
nursing home is not a slam to us?
I don't know. I think nursing homes make a lot of money. It looked like a nursing home to me. I'm just giving you an observation, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
That,
So
that,
I'm
that
not
was,
allowed to say what
that remark was uncalled for, and you owe us an apology.
no, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
It was nothing against you. That building looked like a nursing home. When you walk in there, it looks like an institution.
How many times have you been there? How many times have you been there,
Oh,
personally?
Personally, hundreds.
Real, inside while we've been
Yeah.
there?
No, not while you've been there, but I've been inside the place hundreds of times. I'm sorry, I have to work. I can't come eat at 3 o'clock. I mean, I'll take a day off and come sit up there with you guys. I mean, I don't.
So let's get back to
Okay.
where we were talking about when this ball got rolling on, you decided to do away with this program. It had to come up. You had to say, let's do away with the program.
Mrs.
When we
Bollier-
told you that we would pay more, you said, oh, it's not about the food. It's about that lady's wage back there.
No, we never said that. No, we did not. What are you talking about? If you pay more, that helps offset her wage. It helps offset the food. So why would I say it's not about the
Did you
food?
not say, Dean?
I didn't say that, so.
Somebody back here said they would pay $7 to $10.
Yeah.
And you said that won't help. One of you said that.
I didn't say
Okay,
it.
I
Yeah,
can't,
too bad it wasn't recorded.
I cannot repeat the exact words, but it's fair to say, and why I say that there's always been ongoing discussion, we've always tried to evaluate the programs that we pay for and evaluate the cost against what's being provided. And it has come up from time to time for discussion. No decision's been made yet. The only decision that the board has made has been to remodel the building. That's the only decision that we made so
The other
far.
suggestion that, I don't know if you made it or if Kelly made it, that we get Meals on Wheels.
No, actually, Dean made that
I
suggestion, so-
Okay.
No, I asked about that and.
Meals
to-
on Wheels, you have to be disabled for them to come to your home. Have you ever seen what they deliver to them homes?
No, I've never.
It is awful, awful. And it'll last for 28 days. So what's that tell you? And Kelly, you made the remark that we were a clique there.
Yes, I did.
How do you think we're a clique?
Well, I've had people contact me saying they don't feel welcome. A gentleman called me today about that, and he was asked not to come back by Kitty.
Okay, wait. What,
Well, these,
Dirty. He couldn't have on to women, he's nasty. You sit next to him and you would have seen how terrible it was.
That's not nice.
no, it's not.
He gets angry. I put up for years. And I just told him, Tom, you need to get help. Absolutely. And he does. He needs to get help because he has an anger problem. He's been coming there for years. I told him, I can't take it anymore. You just
Why
have to
didn't
get
you
help
come to
and
us
get
with it, with that? Why?
Well,
How do you know?
it's just because
Okay.
you guys aren't up there. I don't see anybody, and it's hard for me to come down here all the time.
But you called me when there was a problem with the double booking, and that worked out. So why couldn't you call me about Tom?
Well, I didn't think I had to. I figured if I'm up there working and I'm hooked up with an outburst like that, what am I supposed to do? Just say, go ahead and keep hollering at everybody? I can't do that. I mean, you don't know what people can do anymore in this world.
So you got one
Okay.
negative report?
No, there was a couple others.
What a couple others?
I can get all that together. We have had calls
What
and,
kind of time frame you talking about? 8 years, 10 years?
no, I've just probably the last 2 weeks since all this started.
Well, you guys don't have to bless to be with Tom when he's in.
Yes.
I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying she asked me why I said it, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, then you should have.
okay, did you have,
I just found out from Tom today.
Well, you just said you had a bunch of calls.
Well, you guys should have came to us before when this all started instead of bursting in here and making it like this.
We didn't just burst in, we just found out about this. When you plan to get rid of this food thing,
We
are you going to
haven't.
advertise
Who
it?
told you this, though? You said you just found out. Who told you we're getting rid of it? Because we
Somebody,
haven't made that decision.
somebody here,
Who?
I don't, Ralph, I'll say it was Ralph.
Damn Ralph. See, Ralph's always causing trouble for years.
It doesn't make any difference who told me. It doesn't make any difference who told me. You should be telling us. We are considering this. You tell us that you're going to remodel. that you're going to do more programs, that you're going to help the community, and you want to reach all ages.
Yeah.
Tell us if you're going to close that food thing, not the day of. Tell us now, so we know.
We don't
We have
know
a right
yet.
to know.
We haven't made that decision. We haven't made that decision yet. It may be so, it may not. That's the best I can tell you right now. We made a decision to remodel the facility, and as a result, we can't conduct the meal program at the moment.
For how long?
Well, it'd be hopeful before the end of the year that we complete the remodeling.
So Kitty Williams will still have a job?
That decision is under review, of course, along with all of the program up there. So no decisions, she's not lost a job yet, and no decision's been made on that. We hope to evaluate the whole program.
I have another question, too.
We're going to be meeting with her and talk about that.
Do you have a vested program for the employees here?
What do you mean by that?
Are you vested
You mean?
for your retirement?
Yeah, retirement
How long do you have
is.
to work to get to retirement?
Well, I don't know
Depends on age and number of years.
Yeah, the Ohio Public Employees Retirement System. I think people are vested in their contributions from the day they work. The question is the nature of the retirement. I just don't know that program.
Is Kitty Williams, who's been here 24 and a half years, is she entitled to a retirement?
I would think so. I mean, that's up to Ohio Public Employees Retirement System. But I think 24 years, a person is entitled to a retirement. The amount of the retirement is based upon the number of years of service and the contribution to it.
So there's no chance that there's some kind of, like she wouldn't be vested and wouldn't get a retirement?
No, I don't think after 24 years that you lose your vesting in the retirement.
I don't think it's not a right answer for a person that could lose their job.
I'm not a representative of the Public Employees Retirement System. It's my belief that she would be vested in her contribution based upon her years of service.
Who would know?
The Public Employee Retirement Board, and there's a number for that. Yeah, at 24 years, she's clearly invested. Okay. She's vested. Okay, that's the answer. Thank you.
But could you please let us know what's going on as you're making your decisions, that we are not just thinking about it, okay, we are eliminating him. This is an actual thing. And can't you put that in the public record? You put it in the public record about the remodeling. Why didn't you put it in there about we are also considering letting the hot meals go? That should have been in publication also, along with your remodeling. The public has a right to know.
When you say it was in the publication, what publication are
Leader.
you talking about?
Leader.
In the Leader?
Yes.
Well,
Brian Lissick.
Wasn't there a representative of the Leader up at the community
Brian?
center?
I don't think he went up there. I think
Oh, he did not?
he talked to Joe or Ted.
Okay, the Leader hasn't talked to me. Did they talk to you?
They called me, I told them to call Ted, because he just needed.
Brian told me he talked to you twice.
Oh, he calls me he'll call me tomorrow morning, I'm sure he calls me after every meeting, but.
And you
He
never
wanted
you
some
never
numbers.
mentioned to him about the hot meals.
No.
You just mentioned to him about the remodeling. That's
Because
important.
that's what we're doing right now.
But now, this also is on the table. You cannot tell me that the hot meals is not on the table.
Okay, there's also line dancing, euchre, what else they do? Pinochle, I don't know, bus trip, what else do they do in that? You know, I mean, everything's on the table, plus we'd like to add more things.
We're not, this whole group is not against adding more things. We are not
Because
against,
when we mentioned that, you guys were like,
we are
that's all
not
we heard.
against remodeling.
Okay, well, I beg to differ, because when we said that and said we were going to put new windows in and open up the view, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, I don't know what you want us to do.
We didn't know.
You couldn't talk to read your minutes.
Huh?
You said you couldn't talk to read your minutes. You're sure running your mouth now.
Yeah, well.
Communication of everything that's going on.
No, we don't. We need people to quit talking. We communicate what we're doing. Right now, we're remodeling the place and we're looking at everything. We haven't said we're canceling anything. If you want to know the truth, it's no hidden thing. I've wanted to do away with the meal program for 8 years.
Why?
Because I have people coming to me saying, we're losing money, we're losing money.
You said it wasn't
Okay.
about her.
Yeah. No, I didn't say it wasn't about the money. I said it wasn't about her salary. You guys listen to what I say.
Her salary is money.
Okay.
Up the price. Make the proper decision in the newspaper and on the TV.
Why don't you let Jerry?
Yeah.
Jerry, if you want to speak to us.
Jerry Williams, 1355 Beach Drive Extension, Akron, Ohio, 44312. And I'll start with, as I started to say, you say it's on TV, these meetings?
Yes.
What TV?
On cable, channel 10.
What cable?
Spectrum cable.
Okay, I have AT&T. I don't have Spectrum, and a lot of people don't. And a lot of people don't have the TV. How do we get it? I don't have internet.
Okay, well.
The meetings not on our website?
It's on the website. Yeah, but he doesn't have internet.
I don't have that.
Then you would have to wait for the leader, because they put all the stuff in there.
And there we are, back to the leader. The remodel was in. Nothing about reviewing all programs or maybe stopping the meal program. We need to up the price of the meal program, or maybe we should restrict it to Township only at one price, outside at another price, to cover the expenses. That's not in the newspaper. You're not communicating to the seniors or the public. What programs are up there? When is this meal program given? How is it operated?
Can I ask you something, Jerry? Do you attend the meal programs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something you do every week? Or
Not,
do you do it
not
every
always.
day? Or?
To me, it's a little bit early for the meal, so I don't eat, but I support it. And I go almost every week. But
do you attend any of the other programs there?
No.
Okay. All right.
But I know a lot of people do, and those programs are important for seniors. But what communication do you put out that there's a senior center in the township? Any answers?
Well, I think that the best I can say is that program has been in effect since a date in the 70s. And so there's wide knowledge, I think, among people that are interested in it. I don't know if you're suggesting there ought to be more marketing. That's something to consider.
You got new people moving into the township, new seniors moving in. You have no communication of what you are offering as a township. Do some communications in today's world for everybody, not just who has Spectrum TV. Their prices and their service is lousy. That's why I don't have them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Young and the board, you know I've been coming to the seniors for over 20 years.
We need you to state your name for the record.
Goebel, William J. Goebel, from 3691 Albrecht Avenue, Akron 44312. Like I said before, I've been on the Springfield board, and I was glad to serve the time that I was on it. And like I say, in my younger day, we did do line dancing and stuff in the senior center. But right now, I come just by the week, every week, just about, to the program, since I've gotten so old and feeble, I can't do much else. So I wish you would take it under serious matters and keep our senior program open for the seniors meal program, if at all possible.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
My name is Mary Goebel, and I live at 3691 Albrecht Avenue. And for as long as I can remember, 50 years, that has been a nonprofit senior citizen center where the seniors could go. My grandpa used to go there. Okay? You're remodeling. You want the community to be able to use that building. That's cool. That's cool. Ain't we community? Ain't we part of the community? What are you going to offer us when you take away all of our tables and we have nothing to eat there? Tea and crumpets? What? What are you going to offer us? Are we not part of the community? Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you answer her?
That's what's called a rhetorical question. It doesn't need an answer. It speaks for itself.
With that community center.
Let this gentleman speak.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Board. David Botha, last name B-O-T-H-A.
Where do you reside?
I reside in the city of Greene, sir.
Okay.
I do work here in the city of Springfield. I serve here as a pastor, and we participate in the senior center. So we meet there. We chose the senior center to meet there because it is a place where we can connect and we can serve. When we chose about 12 years ago, we chose to move to Springfield, and I have served the people in this community. We have over the years sponsored people, some of the seniors from who come in and have received meals at the senior. We've provided them with Thanksgiving meals, prepackaged meals for them, and it has been our privilege to serve. We've served throughout the community here. And I encourage you, sirs and lady, to please consider what it means to have a senior center as a community. A senior center and a community center have very different focus from how it's viewed within the community. And the senior community that relies on the senior center and the meals, over the years that I've been here, I've referred many people to the senior center for meals, especially during times of need. And some of them have gone on. Many of them actually have passed on since then. But there's, as always, a new group of people who are coming out. And I encourage you to consider what that senior center means and has meant for the community as a whole in your decisions. And it has been a privilege. I know we're one of the groups that you guys are reviewing to be able to use it. And it has been our privilege so far to serve our community. We've served and helped out with Rock the Docks and many of the other programs that have come through here. And we love all of you seniors, by the way. Ms. Chapman met me for the first time today. She goes, "You're so young." And I am one of the youngest in my congregation. But it's a critical part of our community here. And it's in a beautiful place, and I love the upgrades. I hope the floor is being fixed so that it's level. That one spot, we did have one of our seniors fall on that one year, and it can be quite awkward. But it is a place where, for me, and as you've heard today, many for a long time, people have been served there, and I hope that in the future it can be a place where people can continue to create these memories Thank you.
What's the name of your congregation?
Grace Community Fellowship.
And when did you start meeting there?
Oh, I think 2010.
Okay.
It's been about a decade.
And you're there Sunday mornings?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm back. I have a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
You already got my name and everything.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
So, do you receive a grant?
There is a grant. One of the things that I can't say off the top of my head how much that grant is, and that's part of what I'm requesting, that we have full information as we're trying to make decisions going forward.
I assume that grant covers everybody.
Well,
in other words, not just people that live in Springfield Township.
I can't answer that. We're going to have to review the terms and conditions of a grant.
All right. Well, we'd all appreciate it if you'd let us know.
When we come to the point of making a decision, then we will be stating the reasons for the decision if there's changes in what we're doing.
All right. I have a comment to make to you. You made the comment that people felt unwelcomed. I took a survey up there of 3 new people, and I asked them, do you feel unwelcomed here? They said, no, we like it here. Everybody's friendly. We like this place.
Okay.
So I'd like to know who told you that they felt unwelcome
I will get letters.
sit at a table by themselves and converse with each other. How does a person feel unwelcome?
I will get letters for you from them.
Okay.
That's amazing to me. Thank you.
Who have we missed? Now, is there anybody, let's give everybody an opportunity. Is there anybody else that's going to want to speak? I want to give, anybody else who's not spoken already. Let's give people who haven't spoken already, and then we'll give you,
She's already up and she's got a bad knee.
Oh.
Let her talk.
Okay.
I can still walk.
Yeah.
You're picking on the wrong person. My name is Deborah Jones. I live at 6736 Nicholas Avenue, Canton, and I was invited here, and this is the first time I've ever been here by my Aunt Betty. And I can't tell you how much I enjoyed the meal. I would come back. I grew up in this area all my life. I so loved the company of everyone I saw today. The food was delicious, thank you. I couldn't have made a better meal for $5. Thank you. And I would pay more. And I just think it is awesome that they do have a place to get together, because I'm just coming out from under a deep depression and kind of panic. 2020 set us all in that, and 2021. And it was just nice to be around people, period. My age and even older. I needed that because I was under the cover. I was very depressed. I couldn't come out. I was told all this stuff was happening, and I really sought out some help. And just being around these folks and this good meal today was awesome. I would come back, and I would encourage another friend of mine to come with you. So I really pray that you will take in consideration to keep it open in the food.
Now, you made a comment that I'm interested in. You say that the meal program is good enough that you would pay more than $5.
Well, it was very good for $5. I really enjoyed it. The pumpkin pie and the whole dinner. Yeah, I would probably could afford about $8. Yeah. And the meal was delicious. I ate it all. So, and I don't normally eat all of it.
Now, was that your first time?
This is my first time I've been here, yeah.
Okay, and that, when you say here, you mean at the meal program?
Actually, my Aunt Betty just invited me over. This is the first time I've been at any senior citizen ever.
Okay.
So, very welcome. And actually, I hung around for this meeting, and I really, I appreciate and really pray that you guys all take it into consideration.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Who has not spoken that would like to?
I'm Deborah Davis. I live at 821 Wright Boulevard. And I just want to say, I think we have a wonderful senior center. And I've always been proud of it. And like Joe said, I know Joe wanted to get rid of the hot meal program from the time he came on the board. And I was always against it because I think it is phenomenal. And I'm all for the remodeling project. I think it needs some remodeling. I have no problem with that. But a question I have any of you ever went to the senior center and had a meal?
No, I have not. But I have.
Have any of you? Sure you are, and you know that.
No, I mean, I didn't know if there, I'm being dead serious, is there an age limit? Oh, well, I'll pay, I seriously thought you had to be so old, seriously.
Community center for the community.
Well, no,
No, it says it's open to the community. If you are under 60, you pay 7. If you are over 60,
yes,
you pay 5.
Oh, okay.
If you read the bulletin, you should know that.
You should have known.
How should I know
Okay.
I agree with you guys, we don't put enough publication out there for it, right? Because I don't know this, I mean, so.
Well, I know.
Okay, hey.
Listen, I've been in that place over 100 times, seriously. You don't, I've been in there, I see the bulletins on the board and everything else. So go ahead, Debbie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've never seen you sitting there when we were eating.
I understand that, but I work till 5 o'clock. You guys eat at 3. I mean, that's lunch for me. I mean, I'll come have lunch with you guys. I don't.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say, you know, I've eaten up there numerous times, and I'll tell you what, it is fantastic food. We are so lucky to have Kitty because she is phenomenal. And you know, Kitty, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best employees we have. She is one of the most loyal. She works hard. When I first started here, we had a director that made a lot of money up there. And she had 2 secretaries, I believe. They were like 2 part-time secretaries. And Kitty was the cook. And Kitty has taken over all of that stuff. She's taken over the cleaning, everything, and she never complains about it. She's a hard worker. And I just don't think that she's appreciated. And, you know, we've had arguments about this when I was on the board. And, you know, I think you have to recognize a good employee, and she is a good employee. I've been told that we are the only hot food senior center in Summit County, I believe. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, we should be very proud of that. We should be very proud we have this program. And I know I've heard the argument many times that a lot of the people using the senior center and the meal program do not reside in the township. Well, that's true. But if you take a look at how many people and the people that are walking our walkways out here, who are using our parks, our pavilions, our buildings, a lot of them are not township residents. A lot of them aren't. So I don't think that makes a difference. I don't think anybody should complain about that. And as far as cost, okay, I know we get grants that help on the food program. Kitty she applies for grants and she gets us grants that help pay for everything. And I think that's great. And even if the township has to kick in some, I think it's worth it for our seniors. I think it's worth it. And, you know, it cost us to do things like have parks and to have the walking trails. I mean, there's maintenance, there's stuff involved. It cost us. You know, like earlier in the workshop, they were talking about the zip line, which I love the zip line. And yeah, I'm not a kid, but I'm not that big either. So
You're not responsible for,
yeah,
the breakdown?
I'm not responsible for breaking it. But even just to repair the zip line is going to be around $2,000. I mean, it costs money to have these things, but people do enjoy them. And if you've ever seen the kids down there, they enjoy them. It's like the seniors. When I stop up there and I see them playing bingo and euchre and all this other stuff, I think it's great. And I really enjoy it. And another thing is I think kiddies should be kept more informed, you know, like maybe come down to a workshop once a month, something like that, so she can talk to you guys. I mean, you guys never go up there and see what's going on. I mean, Joe, I know you've been up there, you say 100 times, but usually isn't that for like baseball signups and stuff like that in the evening? It's not in the daytime. You don't see what goes on in the daytime. And I know, Kelly, before you took office, I had talked with you about several different things, and I said, one of the things, you should go up to the senior center. You should sit down with Kitty. You should talk to her. You should see what goes on up there, ask questions. And did you ever do that?
I've been up there, but I have not had those types of conversation. But I have been very helpful to Kitty when there's been problems. At least I hope I have.
Well, I would hope so, and I would thank you for that. If that's the case, I would thank you for that. So that's just what I want to say. You know, I love our senior center, and I think before you guys make any decisions, you ought to go up and have some meals or get involved with it and see what's going on up there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, who else has not spoken yet and wants the opportunity?
Ralph's going to be a repeat.
I'm just going to say something real quick.
We need you, you got to come.
That's sad with big mouth.
Yeah.
Why don't you all come up tomorrow and have dinner with us? It's our last dinner for quite a while. And that way you can see how friendly we are, how much we talk and everything, and really be part of it and see what you're not seeing. That's it.
Okay, thank you for that.
I'd like to try it again. I want to tell you what took place today. I was late calling Miss Kitty to tell her that my wife and I'd be up for supper. So I happened to be over this way, so I stopped in and I told her, I said, would you put us down? I said, I know it's past time. She said, no, that's fine. She said, I'll make an extra trip to the store just to get pork chops for us to eat tonight, which I thought that was very admirable of her. But what I want to say, you know, and I've said this before, with inflation, we've got everybody else, we've got gas, electric, and food going up. And it actually does save us money to eat at the senior center. But, you know, there's a difference between a want and a need. We not only want it, but we need the program. You can tell it supports an awful lot of us people. And again, it's like I said before, you want us to support you, we want you to support us. Get behind us and help us out and support the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Anybody else who's not spoken? I want to give people the opportunity, haven't spoken yet before. We know you're not at a loss for words, Jerry, so we will.
You see the turnout here. How many seniors are in the township and how many of them are voters? We need to keep them happy. not only vote for you people, but vote for the school system. We need to support the seniors in the township.
Thank you. Did you have more to say?
Now it's your turn.
Okay, I know you get grants for the food and the food program. So if you stop that and you don't get the grants, is the community center going to be a nonprofit place? Because you can't, if you don't have grants and you don't have those seniors, if you don't have us, you're not going to get those grants.
That's part of what is fair to say and fair that we'd be required to look at.
So
And
would
so
that
we're
be,
gonna look at
are
that.
you thinking of making it a nonprofit community center?
Well, it's never been a nonprofit center.
No,
per
it
se,
hasn't, but let's say.
Because that people rent it for receptions,
I've rented
for
it.
private
I've rented it 3
parties,
times.
things in connection with weddings. So it's always been a center that we've looked at the cost of operating it and the revenue. And this brings to the forefront the need to look carefully at what we're doing.
And I think, Joe, you brought up that you were thinking of doing a community meal once a month. Where would that money come from?
What do you mean?
A community meal, does the pay?
People pay for it, yeah.
We would pay full price, not a $5 donation? Because that meal that she's making us is worth more than $5.
Well, I mean, again, we haven't, these are all things we're just like ideas, we're trying to brainstorm to see. I mean, when the remodel's done, it may just open up and be just like it has been. I doubt it, but it might. I mean, we got to talk about all this.
Why do you doubt it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if, I mean, it needs improvement even if we don't remodel.
Right.
Like, I mean, you guys should, I mean, I know you're all here because of the meal, but we can do so much more up there, right?
And we want
I
you
mean,
to, and we
that's
want
what
you
I'm
to.
saying, yes.
And you talk about the view and stuff. We're going to be looking at a lake that's polluted.
No,
Right.
oh, no, that lake is awesome now. We fixed it, we put them,
Really?
them things out there, yeah.
Are we allowed to swim in it?
You can swim, I just don't get any water in your mouth.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Don't eat the fish.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
No.
I was curious about the nonprofit, if it's going
I
to
think
turn
you're-
into something like that.
You're asking good questions.
Yes. But
Okay.
no, I don't
We
think
just
we
don't
want to
have
turn it
answers,
into.
right?
Not yet,
Okay.
I'd say.
Will you let us know?
Yes.
How are you going to let us know?
We're going to put it on the internet for Jerry.
Okay.
No, we will, it will be on the website, but we'll make sure we use other lines of communication because I understand.
Like in that
everyone can't
leader,
get-
the leader, we read the leader.
It'll be in the leader. I'm sure Brian will be calling me.
Okay, I've
Okay.
talked to Brian.
Yeah, so, okay. You're welcome.
I just have one quick question I forgot to ask. While the center is closed, where is Kitty going to be? Is she going to be on unemployment? Is she going to be still working here in another department or something?
Yeah, I think we got an office for her right in there now, so, yeah, there's no plans to,
Okay, so she's not going to be unemployed?
no.
Okay, that's what I needed. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Anybody else?
Yeah, this is exciting. Normally 2 people come to our meetings, so. Well, 3, I think.
Well, you know the saying about don't poke the bear?
Yeah.
This is don't poke the old bear.
Yeah, but also, this means that we're making progress and we're actually doing something, because every time you actually do something, you're gonna upset some people, right? So,
Right. And we
so
wanna be
this is
involved.
good, and now you're being outspoken, we hear you, and maybe we can move forward and make something really nice up there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So I just want to say one thing. Sometimes when you were talking about you can't get up there to eat because it's when you're working,
Mm-hmm.
you have to know that most of us that are senior citizens and much elderly, my mom is here from Texas, she can't work, period. So you have to work and we can't work. So And then you're splitting that up underneath the elderly, that's fine.
Yeah, but you guys are taking it away from me. You should make that meal start at 5 o'clock so I can eat 5 to 7, right?
Did you want to
Okay.
speak? Did you want?
If you're gonna
Can-
join us for dinner tomorrow, be sure and have your reservation in by 11. Homemade chicken soup.
Okay. 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 All right.
If she starts making them square pizzas like I got back in school, I'll be up there every Friday, you know?
Okay. We appreciate the comments. It helps us. We got to consider everything that's said before making any decisions. So we appreciate you coming. We have a couple other matters we have to do in executive session involving, if I can find my agenda. I'm going to move that we go into executive session to discuss pending litigation, the appointment, employment, and duties and compensation of public employees, and to include the members of the Board of Trustees. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you.
For listening.
Yes. There'll be no